Antonio, is that where you are?
Family.
Where are you? In Texas, right?
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's hot here too.
Fair looking out. Though. Yeah. It's always something, right?
Yep. All right. Is Walter?
As far as I know, he is, yeah.
Sorry.
Erica Walton.
Walter?
6:30, Walter?
Yeah, I texted him earlier. Okay.
Call the roll, Mary. Past meeting.
Bathroom.
All right.
You're waiting for a council member and then we'll get started. So let's give them a little time.
William, is Chris appearing? He's downstairs.
He's downstairs? Okay.
What about Chris? Is he online or he's here? Okay.
You sure? Oh, I would have gotten it for you.
All right.
It's a different color.
Walter, how are you?
Well, thank you.
He passed by earlier. Yeah. Did you want me to go get him?
Okay.
All right,
are we
yeah.
all set? Here,
Ma'am.
we have Councilman, Vasquez
Go
on,
that way. Yeah. Yes,
virtually and we're all
Vice Mayor
set?
Vasquez is there. Mayor Mitchell,
Yes, here.
Vice Mayor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councilman Best.
Present.
Councilwoman Bravo. Here. Councilman Behet.
Here.
There's a quorum present.
All right, thank you. Okay, so see approval of June 13th and August 22nd minutes. Is that supposed to be?
Yes,
Yeah.
for the two
the
past
hearing?
meetings in the LPA. That's correct.
Okay. Oh, for the LPA.
LPA, yeah.
Okay.
Mayor, I have just a comment to make before we,
Yes.
I think on the, from the clerk's office, we have here the planning agency meeting agenda. If we look on page one, flip the front page over and it's got following or present. It's got Councilwoman Bravo via Zoom. I think that's supposed to be Vice Mayor Vasquez.
This was in the previous meeting.
Oh.
Councilman Vasquez became Vice Mayor October 1st.
Thank you.
Okay, is there a motion for approval of the minutes for the June 13th and August 22nd meeting?
Motion
Through the
moved,
chair.
ma'am.
Okay, any discussion? Call the roll, please,
Vice Mayor Vasquez,
in the vote?
Yes.
Councilman Best.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bravo,
Yes.
Councilman Behet,
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we go to the third item on this. This is the local planning agency meeting on October 10th. And we have a public hearing. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak?
I'll go ahead and read the ordinance title, Mayor.
Okay,
Okay. And I think we are waiting. I don't Where's Chris? He's right there. He's right
Right behind us.
Ah,
Hi,
okay.
Chris.
All right, this is an ordinance of the city of Miami Springs, Florida, approving a small scale comprehensive plan amendment to the city's future land use map. The FLUM from public facility to single family residential for a 37,751 square foot. Approximately plus or minus 0.86 acre parcel of property. Generally located at 1101 Wren Avenue, providing for authorization, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date. Mayor and council, this is, as you have experienced before, a local planning agency meeting. So this evening you are considering this ordinance and you are making a recommendation to yourselves as the city. Currently, you're sitting as the local planning agency, so you'll be making a recommendation as the LPA to yourselves as the city council. So on your meeting agenda for your regular council meeting this evening, you'll also see this ordinance on for first reading. We can conduct the public hearing during this meeting. I know staff has a presentation, as does the applicant. Unlike some of the prior LPA meetings that we've had over the last 2 years, this is a future land use map amendment. So you're sitting, instead of in your quasi judicial capacity, sitting as judges, you're sitting in your legislative capacity. Okay, so with that, I think, Chris, I don't know, are you presenting first, or is Ms. Tappan? All right.
Good evening. Good evening. Melissa Tappan as Yawaz with law offices at 200 South Biscayne Boulevard, Miami. I have a presentation for you this evening if you would like to hear me. Excellent.
Yes.
I presume this is the clicker.
Yes. Oh, there it is.
Awesome.
I was looking for that.
Thank you. Thank you. There, perfect. Thank you so much. So as mentioned, we're here requesting the first of 2 approvals associated with the Optimist Club property. As we're all aware, the Optimist Club made the difficult choice last year to sell its property, turning a cost that was burdening the organization into a means to generate revenue to further their community involvement. I'm here on behalf of the purchasers of the property who had advanced the most modest of developments on the property for well-apportioned single-family home sites on large lots over 9,700 square feet each. That will fill a gap in the bird section, the enclave, if you will, and respectfully construct on the property in keeping with the character of the Miami Springs neighborhood. These are 2 technical approvals before you today as the local planning agency is a change in the future land use plan map. So we can see before you, as everyone's very familiar with the Optimist Club property, it's been the home base for the renowned Optimist Club for decades. Over the years, it's housed a variety of activities from shooting and archery to housing the Boy Scouts, and from storing wrestling and football equipment to serving as a meeting place for the community. The use of the building have come with ever increasing costs, and in recent years, the property has even been used as a venue for functions as a hall for hire. As we all know, the property is at 1101 Wren Avenue, and the property is over almost 40,000 square feet in size, about 5,500 square feet, though only a portion of that is air conditioning space. What you have before you is the original plat. It was platted or subdivided in 1952 as part of the second edition in the Springview subdivision, along with the western edges of Oriole, Wren, Plover, Falcon, and Swan. You'll note that it's identified as Tract A, but was not identified for any particular purpose. It ultimately became home of the Optimist Club. A critical component of the city's comprehensive plan is the future land use map, which all the city's land use categories are expressed. On this side, you'll see that the listing of all the land use categories. The property is shown in blue, which is designated as public building. The comprehensive plan provides this category of land use allows for government buildings, including administrative buildings and healthcare facilities were compatible with the surrounding area. Technically, the property has not been used for its intended land use purpose because while the Optimist Club is community oriented in use, it is not a government building. The surrounding neighborhood shown in yellow is all single family, and despite the Optimist Club being a good neighbor, the property's land use is not compatible with this neighboring single family residential neighborhood. Let's see. There we go. Interestingly, the property zoning and land use simply do not match. Zoning districts are intended to provide specific land development regulations. And here the land use, while it says government and healthcare buildings, the property zoning R1C says you can only build single family homes. Land use and zoning categories, while they don't have to completely overlap, they must remain consistent pursuant to Chapter 163 Florida statutes. Our application remedies the situation by changing the land use category so it specifically permits single family homes. Your comprehensive plan also contains a series of goals, objectives, and policies which are intended to form the framework for your land use decisions this evening. The intent is for uses to be compatible with surrounding uses and for the zoning to be consistent. Our application makes the property uniform and completely compatible with the surrounding area. In order, if this project or this application is approved this evening, land use and zoning will in fact be consistent, which further several goals, objectives, and policies which are part of our application and before you on the screen. Concurrent with the application to change the future land use, we're also seeking approval of a tentative plat, which is not before you this evening. Following first reading, we'll be back for second reading of this land use plan amendment. And at that time, you'll have the proposed tentative plat before you. This proposed tentative plat is consistent with both the proposed land use as well as the existing zoning and proposes to subdivide the property into 4 large lots. It also proposes to dedicate a new 16-foot alley to allow for garbage collection to go straight through the blocks unimpeded. Now the trucks have to go around the property twice. It also improves pedestrian connectivity in full compliance with the American for Disabilities Act and makes all the corners of the property consistent with the required turning radii of traffic engineering. Following tentative plat approval, we'll take this plat to Miami-Dade County for review and approval by the plat committee before it returns to this council for final plat approval. During that time, we intend to submit building plans, which will undergo both zoning and building review to ensure compliance with the zoning code. No variances are proposed. So tonight, we respectfully request your approval at first reading of our proposed land use, which makes it consistent with the existing zoning. It's meant to be uniform in the single family category. After second reading, as I mentioned, we'll be back with a tentative plat requesting your approval. The Optimist Club has been a treasured part of Miami Springs for so many years. The decision to sell the property was not an easy one for the organization, but our clients really want to respect that community-oriented use and are asking for something that is fully compatible with the existing single-family homes by developing it with 4 single-family homes, where many others might have requested a much more intense use. These homes are intended to join the fabric of Miami Springs and ensure that the property remains consistent and compatible for generations to come. We're available for any questions. I have the contractor and developer available today as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here tonight and for your presentation. I have one question based on what you just said. Did I understand you to say correctly that the developer is to pay the costing for the cutting of the alleys for?
Yes, the entire property will be subdivided and comply with zoning regulations, and the alley is part of that.
And the city has no culpability there.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to make a motion to approve the change in the land use. I already did my research. Being part of the business, I understand where they need to match up. And I believe that with this change, we'd have a corrective tax, correct? Because the tax that we're charging right now on this land is very minimal. It's kind of like almost exempt. So it'd be better for a city. So I like a motion to move this.
I'll second that,
Just
Mayor.
approving the
Before we
land
take a
use.
vote, procedurally, we do need
Oh,
to
have
make
to do-
sure that it is a
Oh,
public
my
hearing.
apologies. Thought we did
So,
that in the beginning.
well, I'm sure the applicant and his counsel are happy with the motion. Let's
Through the
do-
chair, motion to move my second.
No, you
Oh,
can,
We're
No, we're gonna.
You okay?
you can leave it.
we're
All right.
just going to,
Is there anyone in the public who
Yeah.
wishes to speak on this item?
okay, and just 1 second. Is there anyone virtually so we don't forget? No, Mayor. Okay.
Through the chair,
Yes, sir.
I don't know that this is evolved to that point. I'm just curious. I know it's gonna be for single home properties. Are they have the plans advanced as to whether this is gonna be a ranch style or 2 floors or, anything like that?
Councilman, let's go ahead. We'll do that when we do discussion. If there's a motion and a second, and then in the
Thank you, Madam
discussion,
Mayor.
to have the public hearing.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. James Fulton. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, women and men. I'm the president of the Optimist Club, was at the helm when we made the decision to sell the property. I'm also the Boy Scout Scoutmaster for Troop 334 here in Miami Springs, and we use the building 3 to 4 times a week. The purchasers have been extremely helpful for us, have left us there rent free, and basically we had made the decision, and I think the land use is perfect for what they want to do, which is 4 residential homes. It's zoned residential, and they've been very easy to work with, and so I'm all for it. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Yeah, through the chair, James, the Optimist Club still exists.
Correct. We are not going to have a physical location. We're going to meet probably at the rec center or at the senior center or whatever quarterly. And we still are heavily involved in the community. We did 2 scholarships this year for 2 of Miami Springs Senior High seniors. And we're going to continue that every year and continue our support of the Boy Scouts, the Civil Air Patrol, the Girl Scouts, the theater program here in the Springs, the soccer, Virginia Gardens, Miami Springs soccer. So we've just, instead of producing fundraisers every year that require a lot of manpower that we don't have right now, we decided to invest the money into an investment account and then give away the dividends and the interest.
Yeah, to your credit, you guys have done an awful lot for the city over the years, and I thank you for that.
And I don't want to take the credit, but trust me.
Well, no,
there's
you and
so many
you.
presidents before me that I've.
Let me
you know,
rephrase.
this
You
is-
and others, Mr. Fulton.
Right,
You and
yes,
others.
exactly.
So you're cutting your overhead, huh?
Cut my overhead.
Thank you.
Through the chair, I'm sorry.
Is
Yeah.
there anyone else for a public hearing? Even if you haven't signed up for public hearing and you'd like to speak, this is your time. Okay, I'm closing the public hearing. All right, Councilwoman.
Thank you. Question, Ms. Tapañez, right? On the current owner, it says Enclave at Miami Springs LLC. Will that be changing once the 4 homes are built out to individual owners?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes. So that is the name of my client, the developer, the
Okay.
person, the entity that acquired the site.
Perfect.
Okay, is there a motion?
You have
We'll go back
And a
to
second.
that. We have a second
second.
discussion. I think Councilman, yes, we're going to have
Vasquez.
Councilman Vasquez.
I was just curious. I mean, I don't know how far the plans have been advanced as to the type of homes that are gonna be built there, but I was just curious if the presenter had any thoughts on whether these were gonna be ranch style or 2 duplex type single family homes. My other question was already answered, which is the alleyway. So I'm very happy to see that in there.
Yes, thank you. So there'll be single family homes and they'll be detached and fully compliant with the zoning district. No variances are proposed.
Any other questions? Any other discussion? Okay, I just wanted to say, Jim, for you and the Optimist, I know it had to be a very difficult, I think it's going to pain us all not to see the Optimist Club there. I know as long as I've been in Miami Springs for 30 something years, it's always been the Optimist Club when you go down that street now. But thank you. You know, you have to find a way always to be resilient and to your the goal of the Optimist Club, I know, of its members is to provide as much as they can for the community. And you found a way to do that, to continue to do that. So
Right. I mean, that's what we're all about. We don't have any overhead. We keep everything slim and everything goes back to the community. So now we've saved ourselves a ton of money, post-COVID, probably $100,000 roof. And besides, the building's ugly. I mean, let's be honest. It's like an ugly duckling sitting in the middle of Miami
it
Springs.
just needs a little
So-
paint, like a,
Let me tell you what, you got a great air conditioning system in there. though.
That's true. That's true.
I think there's nothing that, there's very little that can't be improved by paint.
Thank you.
You know, I would like to ask one thing of Jim. And before the building is demolished, a professional photo of the Optimist Club for us to have in our records here in City Hall and hang here, perhaps with the Optimist members and the Boy Scouts and whoever
Yeah,
you can get. I
that's a good
think that
idea,
would be
yeah.
really, really nice. So please,
Yep.
I'll ask you to arrange for it. If you need input from the city or help with that, whatever, but
Definitely, definitely. Thank you very much.
okay.
We'll
All
make
right.
sure it happens.
All right. Any other discussion? All right, call the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Vasquez.
Oh, this is a vote for, let's make sure, this is a vote to recommend that we review this proposal in our
First
meeting, in
reading.
our regular
You're
meeting at
recommending
7:00.
Recommended
okay.
approval. Yep.
Recommend approval.
Okay. Vice Mayor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councilman Best.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bravo,
Yes.
Councilman Behet,
Yes.
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we can go ahead and close the LPA right now, and we'll take a recess until 7 PM when we will start the city council meeting, the regular city council meeting.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you all for attending.
Maria.